everyone and welcome to this video. Now today is going to be a vinyl update video, I think quite a long video as well because I haven't done like a vinyl update in like quite a while now, so I have like managed to get like quite a bit of stuff. Like I think like it's been like about 2 months, so like in effect this is like 2 vinyl update videos combined into one. Before I get onto any of the vinyl what I've purchased, like I've got like a couple of like shows and concerts and that what I've been to like talk about. First one, which seems like I'm going back ages now, but this was September I went to see this. It is the Kinks musical Sunny Afternoon, and this was really fantastic. Like I went with like my little sister who's like really into like musicals and that. Like I'm not, but this was a great show, sort of like about like the band's like formative years. This is just like the programme what I bought, so yeah, really great show. Like I would definitely recommend going to see Sunny Afternoon. And then like more recently, just last week, I went to see From the Jam. Like I haven't got like a programme like or anything from that. It was just a little concert, but From the Jam is like a tribute thing like to the Jam, but it features Bruce Foxton on bass. Now like I will like include like a little bit of like footage now from the concert. Like I was right up front, literally like about this close to like Bruce Foxton. Like it was like fantastic. So yeah, like I will just cut in like a little bit of footage from that concert for now.
Ready?
yeah, like live in like Edinburgh when I saw them, the Liquid Room, absolutely fantastic. There's my ticket there. Yeah, brilliant. Highly recommended to go and see them if you are a fan of the Jam. Now on to the stuff what I have purchased, and like we're not even doing vinyl, like I've got 2 books to show. Bought these in like the record shop where like I'll like show some off like the stuff like I purchased from there like a little bit later on, like when we get to the records. Like I bought about like £10 worth of records, and like my dad was just like looking through like the bookshelves and that like what they had, and they had like a couple of books. They had one on like the Who, the Stone Roses, which like I like regretted like I didn't get, because I would have quite liked to have like read that one. But we did get these 2 here. First one is Paul Weller, In His Own Words, and this was £1. So yeah, can't really argue with this here. This is basically just sort of various quotes from him over the years, just on different subjects and that. So just sort of going through like his like career, and then yeah, different like topics and stuff, and like all that sort of stuff. So yeah, really, yeah, fun read. Not too much to the book, and yeah, for £1 you can't really argue with it. A little bit more interesting was this one. Another Paul Weller one, My Ever-Changing Moods, like a Paul Weller biography by a guy called John Reed. And this was like a really good read actually. Quite enjoyed this one here. Just a biography about Paul Weller. Some nice pictures in like the middle, like always with like these sort of books. You get a lot of nice photos and stuff. And yeah, like I've been like enjoying this one already about that much through it, and like I only got it about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I've been like really enjoying reading this book. Now we've got a DVD, another Paul Weller one, and like yeah, a little bit obsessed with him right now. This is called Hit Parade. This is a 2-disc collection of all his music videos, what he's done as like the Jam, Style Cancel, and as a solo artist. So yeah, yeah, like a little bit basic, but it has just got all like the music videos and like the promo films and that. So yeah, this was like a really, really fun watch. Before we get to the vinyl, I have got, I think there's 4 CDs here to show. First one is the Stone Roses debut album. No real explanation why I got this one. It is just a great, great album, one of the greatest of all time. You get a little booklet with this one here, what sort of goes into like the making of the album, which is quite nice. Yeah, I'll just quickly flick through it. So there's a lot of like writing about it. Like it's not just like the song lyrics and like some pictures of them. So yeah, this is really nice, and like yeah, it was very cheap in like HMV. I believe I got this one. One which I have showed on my channel in like my Paul Weller album ranking was this one, As Is Now. Yeah, got this one fairly recently, and this is a special edition because we've got the CD in there, and then we've also got a bonus DVD as well. Haven't watched the bonus DVD, but I think you get a little like film about the making of the album, and then like a couple of like music videos as well, plus a little booklet in like the middle. And this was very, very cheap on like eBay, like about like a couple of quid I paid for this. So yeah, like it was really nice to get this one on CD, like my only like copy of this album thus far. Another one now I've had for ages, like I got this one like the day I went to see the Kinks musical. It is Sonic Kicks, another Paul Weller one. And yeah, this is like one of like my favourite Paul Weller albums, so I thought like it'd be good to own it on CD. And this was brand new in like the Fopp shop in Edinburgh for I think £3, which is a great price, just like a wee digipack here. Very much like replicates like the vinyl, all this artwork like I'm very familiar with, and yeah, just like the lyrics. A fantastic album, love the artwork to it. And I'll just quickly show the CD because I think that was slightly different to the vinyl, or was it? No, that's the same sort of like label on like the record. But yeah, really great album, Sonic Kicks. And then when I was out record shopping down in Manchester, like little shop in like the suburbs, place called Cholton, I got this one here, which is 22 Dreams. And the reason why I got this one is because it is a promo CD, if you can see by the sticker, promo only, not for sale. So I thought that I'd get this one here. Like again, like very cheap, and like not one of my absolute favourite Paul Weller albums, but it's still a really, really good album though. And then you get a little booklet as well about like lyrics and like that sort of thing. So yeah, this was like very nice to get a hold of this one. And finally, we are on to the vinyl. Now, the first 3 here were from that shop in Cholton where I got like the Paul Weller CD, the 22 Dreams one, and like the 2 books as well. So like first one here I got was U2. The Joshua Tree, an album that was new to me, a band that was new to me, and like yeah, like I got this one because it is a very, very highly regarded album. Like I think I only knew about 2 of the tracks on here, which was I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For and With or Without You, but like everyone knows those songs, of course. And yeah, I like listened to this, enjoyed the album for the most part. And I'll just quickly show the inner sleeve here, which I think was just a plain black inner sleeve, and the record label looks like that. So yeah, this was nice to pick up like the first proper U2 album. Not heavily like into them, but this was still a really, really solid album though. This one from that shop is this one here, Genesis, Selling England by the Pound. Now, I recently reviewed the Duke album from them. Like, I bought this one before, like, I heard Duke, so, like, I wasn't, like, sort of, like, influenced by that. But, yeah, this one here is one of their earlier albums from 1973. And I had heard this before, like, I think I'd like, played, like, the first side when, like, someone had, like, recommended it to me. And, like, I remember kind of, like, enjoying it. So I thought that I'd, like, pick this up, like, it was very cheap. And this is a Canadian reissue, I believe. Like, it's not on, like, the usual Charisma label. We do get, like, the nice, like, original, like, inner sleeve, though. This is on Atlantic Records. Like, usually Genesis stuff is on the Charisma Mad Hatter label. But this is a good album here, Selling England by the Pound. The final one from that record shop is this one here, an Elvis Costello album called 10 Bloody Marys and 10 How's Your Fathers. Strange title, but basically what this is like a collection of like B-sides and like rarities and like non-album singles. So we do get some like lesser known stuff in here, but then some of like his more popular songs as well, such as Watching the Detectives, Radio, and What's So Funny About Peace, Love and Understanding songs, which were on the UK album. And then some other like interesting stuff as well, pulling out most notably his version of the song Girls Talk, what he wrote for like Dave Edmunds, who like had like a big hit with it. And yeah, this is that's the track list in there. So there's 20 songs on this album, jam-packed with stuff, all like very short, sort of snappy songs, really like my sort of thing. Just sort of like an advertisement insert here for I think his like back catalogue there, and then various stuff from the record label. And then this is on, I forget what label this one is on. Yeah, can't quite make that out. What is this? IMP Records it is. That's what it is for this one here, Elvis Costello. Next lot of records now are from a record fair what I went to when I was down in Manchester, or like like this fair was in Bolton, like a little town like just outside there. And yeah, so like it was in like a shopping centre, like this record fair, quite busy actually, but I did manage to come out with some really fantastic stuff. First thing though is a CD, but one what I didn't think that I would like actually see at this fair. It is another Paul Weller one called Fly on the Wall, B-sides and rarities. So yeah, this is like a 3-disc collection. This was £6, and yeah, normally brand new you'd be expecting to pay about £30 for this, but yeah, this was like an absolute bargain. Yeah, 3 discs, little bit condition is a little bit like worn on the back, a few marks and that, but this is a really nice little package. It sort of opens up, and then we get the 3 CDs here. So yeah, just sort of like this was released in like 2003, so it's not complete like so like it's not like up to date, but it is everything up to this point in time, like what B-sides wise and like non-album singles, and there's some remixes and stuff. So yeah, quite like the artwork. Yeah, just sort of like these dots and that, sort of like it's his sort of face and that on them from a distance. That's really cool. And then there's this other one here which is sort of like various covers and that. Most notably, the ones on here what I know are probably like only like 3 Beatles covers actually. Sexy Sadie, Instant Karma, and Don't Let Me Down. He does on this one here. This is a bonus one called Buttons Down. And then to finish it all off, we get a really nice thick booklet as well with this. Sort of going through, I think, each of like the songs. There's lots of pictures in here of like Paul. Yeah, various information about each of the tracks. So yeah, this is really nice. And then a little photo insert as well. So this was a really great find for £6. Now are 2 12-inch singles, both Paul McCartney. The first one is Take It Away, a 12-inch single off this. Now this is interesting because this is a promo copy. It's not a white label one, but it has this sticker on the back. If you see that there, promotional copy, or like manufacturer's property, not for sale, but somehow like the record dealer managed to sell it to me. So yeah, I managed to get this one here. This is in really nice condition, barely been played. So yeah, it's just really, really lovely. Take it away, backed with "I'll give you a ring and dress me up as a robber." The next one, like I was maybe like a little bit more like excited about it, is this one here, Pretty Little Head, the 12-inch single. And yeah, like I was under the impression that this was like a really, really, really like rare 12-inch single. Cheapest on like Discogs I think is about £15, but this was £2. So I was like, I'm definitely having that. It like completes like my 12-inch singles from the album Press to Play. Like that yeah, like it's not one of like his finest albums, but it is like, for me, it is like maybe like a, well, like, not like a personal favourite, but I do have like a soft spot for it. It was kind of like experimenting and like generally just doing like what he wanted, like like trying out like new things in like the studio and that. So yeah, like I like do quite enjoy the album Press to Play like now and again. So yeah, this has Pretty Little Head on it, backed with Angry and a song called Right Away, which is like quite like a nice number, co-written I believe by Paul McCartney and Eric Stewart from 10cc. So yeah, nice 12-inch single there, and like an absolute bargain again for £2. We are on to the albums from the record fair. First one here is Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rocking Horse here. So this was this was like very cheap. I have got his first album, Daltrey, which I do quite enjoy. It's like a lot more mellow, a lot more sort of like, well, I don't say singer-songwriter because he didn't like write the songs, but like it's a lot more sort of quieter, calmer than like the Who stuff. So I'm hoping that this album is like kind of similar. Like it came after it, I think 75 this one was released. So I am not familiar with any of these songs. I'll just quickly show you there is this inner sleeve here, a little bit dirty, not in the greatest condition, but I'm not too bothered. This was very cheap, I think about £2 for this here. We are just on Polydor Records here for Ride a Rock Horse, it's called, not a rocking horse. And then for that same seller, this one was a little bit more expensive. I think like about £5 for this one, but it is Peter Gabriel's first solo album, self-titled. Like he made like the four self-titled solo albums, and then he done So, which I've got. Do quite enjoy that record, so I thought that I would give this one a try. The only song I think I'm like familiar with on here is Salisbury Hill. I must have heard that song, like it's a very popular song. But like I can't quite picture it in my head. Nice artwork to this one. Do really love the cover. Very like atmospheric and all that. Like I love like sort of like the paint and sort of like the rain and that. Really detailed. Here is the inner sleeve here, and then the record is on the Charisma label here. The Mad Hatter label. So yeah, this is really nice. Not sure if this is a original though, but I'm not too bothered. Mostly bought this for the music to listen to this album. Also picked up this one, which is the Moody Blues, Days of Future Past. Now when I saw this was again very cheap, like about £3 for this one here. Like I thought, this isn't quite like the original one. Like I believe that the original one had like a white banner like along the top with like the title and that. So I was thinking maybe this is like a orchestral version, maybe like without like the Moody Blues on it. But as far as I know, this is this is like the original recording, but it is like a later reissue though. There's the back of it there. And I'll just quickly show you the inside of here. We're on this DRAM Records, white label, but that doesn't really mean much. Like I think it was just like the original label. And yeah, this is I think it's a German pressing or something, but it is really nice to get this classic album on vinyl at last. Next one here is quite interesting, something what like I've never seen before. It is the Moves' first album, as well as you get the first album, but then you also get, I believe, the second one, Shazam it is here. So this sort of like opens up and like you get the two albums here. So this is like quite like a nice way to get both the albums. I've played this first one, and like I must say I was like pleasantly surprised with this, because I really loved, really loved like a lot of like the feel of this. Like it's quite sort of 60s, quite sort of psychedelic, but like quite poppy and like melodic at the same time. So yeah, I'll just quickly show one of the vinyls to this. This wasn't in great shape, but this was again very cheap. We are on Fly Records for this one here. Yeah, so yeah, like I really loved the first album, but I've not heard this one, Shazam, yet. I believe this was 1969, and this one was 67 or 68 it came out. So yeah, and like as I said, not in fantastic shape. Quite a lot of ring wear there, little dents here and there, most notably there, and like the back it's sort of ripped as well. But no matter, like this is like still a really great packaging before Jeff Lynne joined the band, so it is quite interesting to hear like what they were doing. Similar to like the Idle Race, Jeff Lynne's band, what he was in, while like Roy Wood and The Move were doing this. So yeah, really good two albums here. Now, final one from the record fair was this one here, The Who, The Kids Are Alright, the soundtrack to what I think was a film, what was like a which was like released in like the late 70s about the band. I think it was like a documentary or something like that. I haven't seen it myself, but this is basically a double album, sort of with various songs. I think it's live stuff, but I could be wrong. I haven't played this one yet, but yeah, you do get like various tracks from like throughout their career and that on here. I'll just quickly show some of like the albums. Like this is a double album. Here's one of the records. They all just sort of look like that, got that sort of design on the back, and then we're on this quite nice label actually, sort of looks like a film like reel-to-reel tape, which is pretty nice. Yeah, these sort of go in like the top on this one, and then you also get a book with this, which is pretty nice actually, like has to be said. A lot of great pictures of the band and that. Little bit of like writing like about like the film, and like actually like it's about like every song and that goes through each of the tracks, a little passage about each song, and yeah, some great pictures, a lot of which like I've never seen before, a lot of these like new to me. So yeah, this I guess will be a great album to listen to. Right, so now the next three are from when I was in Edinburgh. Must have been about like a month ago now. Like I got like these three albums when I was like record shopping there. First one is Tears for Fears and The Seeds of Love, recommended to me from James Lobban, who like asked me like to like review this album. So like I will get down to it shortly, mate. So yeah, this is like a really strong album, I feel. Got of course like the notable song on it is Sowing the Seeds of Love, classic track. And yeah, brilliant cover as well. Just look at that, cover's fantastic. There's the back of it there. This was about £3, I think. So yeah, I didn't pay very much for this at all. Little bit disappointed with the condition of the inner sleeve though. It's kind of ripped there, and it seems to be coming away a little bit there. I think you can see, but it isn't really anything too bad. Like it's like acceptable condition. And then we are on Fontana Records for this one here. So that's what it looks like there. Again, in like really nice condition actually. So yeah, this was a really nice find. Now the next one from the Shame Shoppers that was this one here, which is basically just to complete my John Lennon collection on vinyl. It is Sometime in New York City. Yeah, not a great album. It is mostly Yoko stuff on here. I think John gets about 3 songs out to himself. The only decent track on here, in my opinion, is called New York City. That is like a half decent rocker, but apart from that, there's not much else of note. The cover though, I think is interesting when like you consider like sort of like the music on here. It is quite a like political album, sort of like providing like a commentary on like what was going on in like early 70s America, and that's yeah, the cover sort of fits. But yeah, it isn't a great album. Double album as well. So one side is like the actual album itself, and then the other is a live recording with the Elephant's Memory Band, and I think Frank Zappa is on there as well. So yeah, I'll just quickly show you the albums here. I don't think this is a original one. The Capitol label gives it away, and this is a Canadian reissue, I think, or like it is certainly like a later issue because it's not on like the usual sort of like the Faces label what you get with sort of like the Face transition thing, which is probably one of the better things like about like the original album, if I can be honest. And here is the other vinyl here, pretty much identical to that one. So yeah, I didn't pay very much for this at all. Like, I mean, like, I've been like putting off getting this one. Like, I've seen it like around a lot, so about £20, and like thinking, nah, I'm not paying that. This was a tenner, so I thought, well, great, we'll get it. And like, it's something what I don't have. Like, it completes like the John Lennon vinyl collection. So yeah, like, it is like quite good to get this one. Now, the last record from when I was out and about in like Edinburgh, like, I saw this record in the shop like the last time like I was there, but like I like resisted getting it. Like, I thought, like, I didn't think like it was like too pricey, but like there was like just like other things in like the shop really what like caught my attention a little bit more than this one, and I thought, now like I'll like leave it, like I'll let this one go for now. But when I returned a couple of months ago, I think like last month, like I saw this one, it's still there, and like the price was like still the same on it, so I thought, hey, I'm gonna get it. It is Paul Weller Live Wood. Now, this was a 1994 release, sort of like to like promote his Wildwood album. So he does a lot of like the songs from the album, I think pretty much most of like the album, and like those songs really work in like a live environment. He does some of like his earlier solo stuff as well, such as Bull Rush, Above the Clouds, and Into Tomorrow as well. So yeah, again, I'll just quickly show you the vinyl packaging here. Double album here. Here's one inner sleeve there, and there's the other side of it is banned at the time. And then the records look like that, sort of quite like the star design on them. And then the other one is quite similar, just got to get a bit of background information like about like the tour and like other bits and pieces on this side. And then again the same sort of label design on this one here. So yeah, this was a really nice find. A lot cheaper than like it goes for online, like I'll say that much. And yeah, this was a really strong live album. Arguably this was Weller's like best moment as like a live performing artist was on this album. He does some absolutely stunning guitar work on here. So this is Paul Weller and Live Wood. So now another live album what I've had like my eyes on now for like a little while was this one here, which is Johnny Marr Adrenaline Baby, which is a double live album taken from his 2014 tour. And now this is like very cheap on like Amazon, although I did decide to opt to get a like limited edition version. This one here, number 407, so yeah, a really nice sort of like lowish number there. And yeah, this was used on Discogs, so there's a little bit of like a bump in like the top, and like where else is there? Yeah, a little bit in like the top corner there. But I am very glad I got this one here because this is on, if I just quickly get out one of the records here, this is on a lovely pink vinyl, which is really nice. Yeah, absolutely lovely. And then this also came with the poster as well, which I'm sure some of you have seen on like the wall there. Really nice poster there of the man himself, Mr. Marr. And yeah, double album, just the same for like the other records. And yeah, he does a really great mix of songs on here. Songs from his first two solo albums, The Messenger and The Messenger and Playland, as well as mixing in some Smiths songs as well, such as The Headmaster's Ritual, Big Mouth Strikes Again, and There Is a Light That Never Goes Out, and How Soon Is Now. And then like also he does the electronic song what he done Getting Away With It, what he like collaborated on with Bernard Summer from New Order. So yeah, like he does a fantastic version of that song. So yeah, this is a really great fun live album here. Now we are almost at the end of this vinyl update video. I've got one more thing to show, and like it is quite a special item for me. It is a Paul Simon album. Now I am almost complete on him, and like as of now, like I've only got the one more solo album off him to get on vinyl, because I've now got this one, which is You're the One from the year 2000. This came out. And yeah, I was just thrilled to get this. Seen this on eBay, and like I managed just to win the auction. Only just got this one here, and yeah, this is in beautiful condition, absolutely pristine shape. I mean, like as near to perfect as like you can get. A couple of marks there, but who really cares? I mean, it is just in gorgeous condition. There was the original inner sleeve here, which the seller kept like protected, and like the record just in this white one here. So yeah, good album, You're the One. Not not one of my personal favourite Paul Simon albums. Like, I do prefer like Graceland and like Rhythm of the Saints and some of like his earlier work as well. But this is still really, really good, and we've got some great songs such as That's Where I Belong, Darling Lorraine, You're the One. On the other side, I love Senorita with a Necklace of Tears, and what's the other one I like? Hurricane Eye is like quite a good song as well. So yeah, love this album. Great to get it like on like vinyl. Been like waiting around for this one for quite a bit, and like I was just lucky to like come across this one, because you do rarely see this album. Like as of now, like I've only got like the one more Paul Simon album to get, which is Songs from the Cape Man, but I've like never actually seen a copy of that on sale online like anywhere. Like it is just impossible to get that record. So yeah, like I'm like very glad to get like You're the One at last. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this final update video. As always, if you'd like to see me go into like any more detail on like these albums in like a review or like anything like that, just like leave them in like the comments below, and I will see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.
Is that love remains the same, and when it doesn't